Welcome to another episode of the Louisville Bulls franchise. Today we take on the Browns after a disappointing week 1, where we lost to the Chiefs 34-31. But today we take on the Browns on the road. So we'll see what we can do in Cleveland today. That does it for me in the pregame. Hope you guys enjoy. And we will see you at halftime.
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. We've got J.K. Dobbins. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Bulls and the Browns coming up next.
The dog pound will be barking as EA Sports is pleased to join you from the always raucous Cleveland Browns Stadium in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Bulls of Louisville taking on the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the visitors, Louisville, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They will be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2016. Always a handful to contain, Lamar Jackson.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. You look at this Browns defense. This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit. They're facing the #1 rushing team. They have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 4th down. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. Leading the charge will be their quarterback, always fun to watch, Deshaun Watson.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Credit that sack to Travis Jones. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator, asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day?
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that
first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. And they'll begin by running the option. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Jackson now off the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. A short throw caught by Andrews. The numbers for Andrews last week: 5 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
2nd and 6. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at the Browns' 40-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. They'll give it to Strong. And bulldozing his way through. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Here's Watson, option left. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Watson. That's complete to Brown over the middle. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. But you look at this defense, currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. It's an 8-yard pickup that leads to a new set of downs. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Chubb will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
Strong is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have...
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Louisville offense back out now. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and it forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end, and he'll be out right at the 35. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. On the option right is Jackson. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. Exited the pocket, trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision could get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Here's Watson. This short pass into the hands of Wk2. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to be third down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Not only was that a nice run, it's got to be a little bit of a confidence booster as they head towards the end of the first half.
2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 15 yards on that play.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Rolling to his right. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try to get those yards a safer way.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. To throw again is Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bulls will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Browns going to go on offense one final time in this 1st half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the...
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that.
That's the end of the 1st half here, and we are ahead by 3 points.
And we welcome...
So, Lamar Jackson obviously had gotten injured, but he's 6 of 11, 56 yards and an interception. Deshaun Watson 5 of 8 and their only touchdown, and J.J. McCarthy 1 for 1 for 20 yards. J.K. Dobbins 6 for 13. Jackson had 5 rushes for 34 yards and a score. But let's take a look. Let's get you back out for the 2nd half here in this game.
Now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining 1st half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the 2nd quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That one good for 12 yards. And it'll make it a 2nd down. They run it again with Chubb. And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
A lot depending on the spot there, and he got it. But it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much.
At the 27-yard line.
They go with Chubb on second down. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. That is caught, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Try the middle here. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now an option play on second down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Now Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson, eluding the pressure right. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. Now a 2nd and 10. Play action. Now Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. Gets by him at the 25. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. 1st and 10. It's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They'll get 13 yards for the 2nd play in a row.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
They'll run with Dobbins. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Dobbins once more. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. Calling a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Dobbins is in for a touchdown. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give him a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter, and the entire 4th remaining, so stranger things have happened.
Now Watson firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a 1st down. Watson now to throw. His throw incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that answer.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. So here's Louisville set to take over on offense. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. He'll buy some time right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They begin this drive with Chubb. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 45 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 23, this is 2nd and 3. Watson.
Holding offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th. Desperation time, Watson on 4th down. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Now Watson going to get this into the hands of Chubb, and he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. Now it's Watson. He'll get this to Bell. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. But correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Again, it's Watson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Watson on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. His is a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And his throw is incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. A give up the middle to Dobbins. That he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And it looks like he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down by about a yard.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
They're going for it with Dobbins. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Watson to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments. And anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
To throw, Watson. Tries the right side, and he finds Bell. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Watson. That is caught at the 7. And the Browns are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Here's Watson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation.
And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown. But probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside.
That will do it. We have won the first game of 2025.
This game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
We beat the Cleveland Browns 17-14 in a low-scoring, back and forth sort of game where both quarterbacks did not really play well. Lamar Jackson only went 7 of 15 for 70 yards. Sean Watson went 17 of 31, 213 and 2 touchdowns.
No one shied away from it.
J.K. Dobbins, 18 for 56 yards and a touchdown, and Lamar Jackson 10 for 75 yards and a touchdown.
So for Louisville, it was
you look at some of our receiving stats as well as Cleveland.
And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Cleveland,
look at it by
they'll
receptions.
drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
Tucker 1 for 1 from 59 for field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points. That does it for me. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And enjoy the rest of this series from this point forward.